In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. The fools among the people will say, "What has turned them from their qibla, direction of prayer, which they were facing at?" Say, "Allah's is the east and the west. He guides whoever He pleases to a straight way." And thus have we made you an ummah of middling stand, that you may be witnesses over mankind, and the messenger may be as witness over you. We did not make the former qibla, direction of prayer, towards which you were facing at, except that we might distinguish him who follows the messenger from him who turns back upon his heels. It was indeed hard except for those whom Allah has guided. Allah would never let your faith be wasted. Truly Allah is to mankind most affectionate, most merciful. Indeed, we see turning your face, O Muhammad, to the heavens, and now we shall turn you in prayer to a qibla that you shall be pleased with. Turn then your face towards the sacred mosque, and wherever you are, turn your faces towards it for prayer. And those who have been given the earlier book know well that it is the truth from their Lord, and Allah is not at all heedless of what they do. And even if you were to bring every sign to those who have been given the earlier book, they would not follow your qibla, nor would you be a follower of their qibla. Neither are they the followers of each other's qibla. And if you follow their desires after the knowledge that has come to you, then you will surely be of the unjust. Those to whom we have given the earlier book recognize him, the Prophet. They recognize their sons, but a group of them most surely conceal the truth while they know it. The truth is from your Lord, therefore be not one of the doubters. Everyone has a direction to which he turns, so hasten to precede each other towards all that is good. Wherever you may be, Allah will bring you all together unto Him. Surely Allah is all-powerful over all things. And from whatever place you come forth, turn your face towards the sacred mosque. Indeed, this is the truth from your Lord, and Allah is not at all heedless of what you do. And from whatever place you come forth, turn your face in prayer towards the sacred mosque, and wherever you are, turn your faces towards it, so that people shall have no dispute against you, save those of them that are unjust. Have no awe of them, but stand in awe of me, and that I may perfect my blessing upon you, and so that you might be guided aright. Even as we have sent among you a messenger of your own who recites our revelations to you, that purifies you and teaches you the book and the wisdom, and teaches you that which you did not know. Therefore remember me, and I will remember you, and be thankful to me, and be you not ungrateful. O you who have faith, seek you help from Allah through patience and prayer. Verily Allah is with the patient ones in the time of adversity. And do not say of those who are slain in Allah's way, they are dead. Nay, they are alive, but you perceive it not. And we will surely test you all with something of fear and hunger and loss of property, lives and fruits, but give glad tidings to the steadfast patient, who, when a calamity befalls them by showing perseverance, say, "Verily we belong to Allah, and certainly unto Him shall we return." Those are they on whom are blessings and mercy from their Lord, and they are the ones that are guided aright. Behold, Safa and Marwa are among the symbols appointed by Allah. So whoever makes the pilgrimage Hajj to the house, or performs Umrah, therefore it is no blame on him to go round them both. And for whoever obeys him and initiates good, then verily Allah is grateful, all-knowing. Verily those who conceal what we have revealed of the clear evidence and the guidance, after we made it clear for mankind in the book, they are those that Allah does curse them, and also curse them all those who curse. Except those who repent, and amend themselves, and make manifest the truth. These it is unto whom I turn mercifully, and I am the oft returning to mercy, the merciful to people. Verily those who reject faith and die while they are infidels, upon them shall be the curse of Allah, of the angels, and of mankind altogether. Abiding therein forever, the torment shall not be lightened for them, nor shall they be given respite. And your God is one God, there is no God but He. He is the Beneficent, the Merciful. Surely in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the alternation of night and day, and in the ships that sail on the sea with what profits mankind, and in the water which Allah sends down from heaven, and enlivens therewith the earth after its death, and spreads in it all kinds of animal, and in the change of the winds and the clouds controlled for service, between the sky and the earth, surely there are signs for a people having understanding. And yet of men there are some who take unto themselves for worship objects other than Allah, and love them as the love due to Allah. But for those who have faith, their love of Allah is more intensive. And if only those who are unjust could see what they will realize when they behold the punishment, that the power is wholly Allah's, and that Allah is severe in enforcing the penalty. When those that were followed disown those who followed, and they would see the torment, and their ties between them are cut asunder. And those who followed shall say, Had there been for us a return to the world, then we would disown them, even as they have now disowned us. Thus Allah will show them their deeds. Bitter regrets will be upon them, and never shall they get out of the fire. O mankind, eat of what is in the earth lawful and good, and do not follow the footsteps of Satan. Surely he is a manifest foe for you. Verily, he, Satan, enjoins you evil acts and indecency, and that you should speak against Allah what you know not. And when they are told, Follow what Allah has sent down, they say, Nay, we follow what we found our fathers upon, even though their fathers had no understanding of anything, nor were they guided aright. And the parable of those who reject faith is as the likeness of the one who shouts to that which hears no more than a call and a cry. Deaf, dumb, and blind are they, wherefore they do not understand. O you who have faith, eat of the good things we have provided you with, and be grateful to Allah, if Him it is you worship. Verily, He has forbidden you only carrion, blood, swine-flesh, and whatever that has another name than Allah's that has been invoked on it. But whoever is forced by necessity, not desiring nor transgressing, no sin shall be on him. Surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. Surely those who conceal any part of the book which Allah has sent down to them, and sell it for a small price, they shall eat naught but fire into their bellies, and Allah will not speak to them on the day of resurrection, nor will He purify them, and theirs will be a painful punishment. Those are they who have bought error for guidance, and punishment for forgiveness. How they shall endure the fire! This is because Allah has sent down the book with the truth, and surely those who differ in the book are in flagrant schism. It is not righteousness that you turn your faces towards the east and the west, but righteous is he who believes in Allah, the last day, the angels, the book, and the apostles, and for the love of Him gives of his wealth, although he likes it, to the kindred, the orphans, the needy, the travelers, beggars, and for the emancipation of slaves, and keeps up the prayer, and pays the poor rates, zakat, and those who fulfill their promise whenever they make a promise, and are patient in distress, adversity, and in the time of war. These are they who are the truthful in faith, verbally and actually, and these are the pious ones. O you who have faith, retaliation, qisas, is prescribed for you in the matter of the unlawfully murdered, the free man for the free man, the slave for the slave, the female for the female. But for him who is forgiven somewhat by his aggrieved religious brother, then prosecution for bloodwite should be made according to a fair manner, ma'ruf, and let the payment be made to him with kindliness. This is an alleviation from your Lord, and a mercy. So whoever transgresses the limits after this, he shall have a painful punishment. And in the law of retaliation there is saving of life for you, O people of understanding, so that you may guard yourselves against evil. It is prescribed for you, when death approaches any one of you, and if he leaves behind wealth for parents and near relatives, that he makes a bequest in a fair manner. This is a duty incumbent on the pious ones. Whoever then changes it, the bequest, after he has heard it, the sin thereof shall be on those who change it. Surely Allah is all-hearing, all-knowing. But if anyone fears injustice or sin on the part of a testator, and establishes agreement among them, the parties concerned, then there is no sin upon him. Surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. O you who have faith, fasting is prescribed for you, as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may guard yourselves against evil. Fast for a certain number of days, but whoever among you is sick or on a journey, then he shall fast the same number of other days. And for those who can hardly do it, there is a redemption by feeding an indigent. But whoever volunteers to do good, it is better for him, and it is better for you that you fast, if you only knew. The month of Ramadan, that wherein the Quran was sent down, to be a guidance for mankind, and as clear signs of guidance, and a criterion between right and wrong. Therefore, whoever of you is present at his home during the month, he shall fast therein, and whoever is sick or on a journey, he shall then fast the same number of other days. Allah desires ease for you, and He does not desire hardship for you. So you should complete the number of days decreed, and exalt Allah for His having guided you, and that perhaps you might be grateful to Him. When my servants ask you concerning me, then say unto them, Verily I am nigh. I answer the prayer of every supplicant when he calls on me. So they should hearken unto my call, and believe in me, in order that they may be led aright. It is made lawful for you to go in unto your wives on the night of the fasts. They are a garment for you, and you are a garment for them. Allah knew that you used to act unfaithfully among yourselves, so He has turned to you mercifully and pardoned you. So now you may associate with them and seek what Allah prescribed for you. Eat and drink until the white thread of dawn becomes manifest unto you from the black thread of night at the dawn break. Then complete the fast till nightfall, and do not approach them, your wives, while you are at your devotion in the mosques. These are limits set by Allah. Therefore do not approach, violate them. Thus Allah makes clear His signs for mankind, so that they may guard themselves against evil. And do not devour your property among yourselves by wrongful means, nor offer it as a bribe to judges, with intent that you may unlawfully swallow up a portion of other people's property, while you know. They ask you concerning the new moons, say, they are times appointed for mankind and for the Hajj. It is not righteousness that you should enter dwellings from their backs, but righteousness is this that one should guard himself against evil, and enter the dwellings by their proper doors, and fear Allah, that you may be prosperous. And fight in the cause of Allah against those who fight you, but be not aggressive, for surely Allah loves not the aggressors. And slay them wherever you find them, and drive them away from where they drove you away. And persecution is more grievous than slaughter. And fight not with them at the sacred mosque, unless they fight with you therein. Then, if they fight with you, slay them. Such is the retribution of the infidels. But if they desist, then surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. And fight with them until there is no more persecution, and the religion is only for Allah, but when they desist, there should be no hostility, save against the willful aggressors. The sacred month for the sacred month, and all sacred things are under the law of retaliation. Whoever then commits aggression by fighting against you, attack him in like manner as he attacked you, and have awe for Allah, and know that Allah is with the pious ones. And spend in the way of Allah, and cast not yourselves by your own hands into perdition, and do good to others, for verily Allah loves the doers of good. And complete the Hajj pilgrimage and the Umrah for the sake of Allah. But if you are prevented to complete it, then send whatever offering, sacrificial animal, as may be obtained with ease. And do not shave your heads till the offering reaches its place of sacrifice. But whoever among you is sick or has an ailment in his head, then he should make redemption by fasting, or almsgiving, or sacrificing. And when you are secure, then whoever enjoys from the Umrah to the Hajj, he should offer of whatever offering is easily available for him. But whoever finds none to give, should fast 3 days during the Hajj pilgrimage, and 7 days when you have returned. These make 10 days complete. That is for the one whose family members do not dwell near the sacred mosque. Have awe of Allah, and know that verily Allah is severe in penalty. The performance of the Hajj pilgrimage is in months well known. Whosoever then undertakes to perform the Hajj therein, then let there be no intercourse, nor indulge in ungodliness, nor disputing in the Hajj. And whatever good you do, Allah knows it, and make provision, but surely the best provision is the piety. So have awe of me, O people of understanding. There shall be no sin for you to seek bounty from your Lord. Then when you hasten on in multitude from Arafat, remember Allah by the sacred monument, Muzdalifah. Remember Him, He has guided you, although before that you were surely of those who went astray. Then hasten on from where the people hasten on, and seek forgiveness of Allah. Verily Allah is forgiving, merciful. When you have performed your holy rites, then remember Allah as you remember your forefathers, or even with more intense remembrance. And there are some men who say, Our Lord, give us in this world. They shall have no portion in the world to come. But there are some who say, Our Lord, grant us good in this world and good in the world to come, and save us from the torment of the fire. These shall have a portion of what they have earned, and Allah is quick in reckoning. Celebrate the praise of Allah during the appointed days, the 11th, 12th, and 13th of Dhul Hajjah. But whoever hastens off within 2 days, it will be no sin on him. And whoso tarries there, on him also there will be no sin. This is for him who guards against evil. Then be in awe of Allah, and know that unto Him you shall be all gathered. And among people is he whose speech in the life of this world causes you to wonder, and he calls on Allah to witness as to what is in his heart, yet he is the most violent of adversaries. And when he turns back, he strives to cause mischief on the earth, and to destroy the tilth and the stock, but Allah does not love mischief. And when it is said to him, Fear Allah, pride drives him towards sin, so hell shall be sufficient for him, and it is an evil abode indeed. And among people is he who sells his self to seek the pleasure of Allah, and Allah is affectionate unto His faithful servants. O you who have faith, enter you all into submission to Allah in being in peace, and follow not the footsteps of Satan, for he is a manifest foe for you. But if you slip after clear arguments have come to you, then know that Allah is the Mighty, the Wise. Are they waiting for nothing, but Allah should come to them in the shadows of clouds with the angels? The matter has already been decided, and to Allah is the reversion of all affairs. Ask the children of Israel how many clear signs we gave them, and whosoever changes Allah's blessing after it has come unto him, then verily Allah is severe in retribution. The life of this world has been made to seem fair to those who disbelieve, And they mock those who believe, but those who guard against evil shall be above them on the day of judgment, and Allah provides with sustenance for whomever He wills, without measure. All mankind was but a single nation. Then Allah raised prophets as bearers of good tidings and warners, and He sent down with them the book with the truth, that it might judge between people on that wherein they differed. And none were at odds over it, except those very people whom it was given unto, after clear arguments had come to them, revolting among themselves. So Allah guided by His will those who believed regarding that which people had differed about the truth, and Allah guides whomever He wills to the straight path. Or did you suppose you would enter paradise untouched by the suffering which was endured by those before you? They were afflicted by distress and adversity, and were so shaken that the Messenger and those who believed with him said, "When will Allah's help come? Surely Allah's help is always nigh." They ask you, O Muhammad, what they should spend. Say, whatever you spend that is good, from your material and spiritual wealth to avail for parents, relatives, the orphans, the needy, and the traveler, and whatever you do that is good, verily Allah is all-knowing of it. Fighting in the cause of Allah is prescribed for you, although you dislike it. Yet it may happen that you dislike a thing while it is good for you, and it may happen that you love a thing while it is evil for you. Surely Allah knows, and you know not. They ask you, O Muhammad, concerning the sacred month about fighting in it. Say, fighting in it is a grave sin, but to bar people from Allah's way and to deny Him to prevent access to the sacred mosque and to drive its people therefrom is a graver crime with Allah. Sedition is more grievous than slaughter. They will not cease fighting against you until they turn you back from your religion, if they can. But whoever of you turns back from his religion and dies disbelieving, such are they whose deeds shall be of no avail in this world and hereafter. Those are the inhabitants of the fire, wherein they shall dwell forever. Those who believed and those who migrated, suffered exile and struggled in the way of Allah, these are they who hope for Allah's mercy, and Allah is forgiving, merciful. They ask you concerning wine and gambling. Say, there is a great sin in both of them, and some profits for people, but their sin is greater than their profit. They ask you as to what they should spend. Say, whatsoever can be spared. Thus does Allah make the signs clear to you, in order that you may ponder. Ponder over this world and the hereafter. And they ask you concerning orphans. Say, to set right for them their affairs is best. And if you become co-partner with them, they are your brethren. Allah knows well the mischief maker from the peacemaker, and had He willed, He would have surely made it hard for you. Verily Allah is the mighty, the wise. And do not marry idolater women until they believe, and a believing maid is definitely preferable to an idolater-free woman, even though she may please you. Nor give your women in marriage to idolater men until they believe. And certainly a believing servant is preferable to an idolater-free man, though he may please you. Those invite to the fire, while Allah invites to paradise and forgiveness by His will, and He makes clear His signs to people, so that they may take heed. They ask you, O Muhammad, concerning menstruation. Say, it is a hurt, so avoid intercourse with women during menstruation, and do not approach them till they be cleaned. When they are thus purified, then you may go unto them as Allah has commanded you. Verily, Allah loves those who repent constantly, and He loves those who purify themselves. Your women are a tilth for you, so come into your tilth as you will, and forward good deeds beforehand for yourselves, and be careful of your duty to Allah, and know that you shall meet Him, and give glad tidings to the believers, O Muhammad. And do not make Allah, because of your swearing by Him, an obstacle to your doing good and guarding against evil. and making peace among people, and Allah is all-hearing, all-knowing. Allah will not hold you liable for thoughtlessness in your oaths, but He will hold you liable for what your hearts have incurred, and Allah is forgiving, forbearing. For those who swear to abstain from their wives, there shall be a waiting of 4 months. So if then they revert, surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. And if they have resolved on divorce, then surely Allah is all-hearing, all-knowing. And the divorced women should wait, not wedding anyone else concerning themselves for 3 monthly courses, and it is not lawful for them to conceal what Allah has created in their wombs, if they believe in Allah and in the last day. And their husbands have a greater right than others to take them back in the meanwhile, if they wish for reconciliation indeed. And they, women, have rights similar to those against them in a fair manner, but men have precedence above them, and Allah is the Mighty, the Wise. Divorce is permissible only twice, then either maintain them in honor or let them go in kindness. And it is not lawful for you to take anything of what you have given them, unless both fear that they cannot keep themselves within Allah's bounds. And if you fear that they cannot keep themselves within Allah's bounds, it is no sin on either of them about what she gives up to get herself freed from the wedlock. Those are Allah's limits, so do not transgress them, and whoever transgresses Allah's limits, then these are they that are the willful wrongdoers. If he divorces her for the 3rd time, she shall not be lawful to him thereafter, until she marries another husband. And if he, the latter, divorces her, then it is no sin on either of them to return to each other by marriage, if they think that they can keep Allah's bounds. Those are Allah's limits. He makes them clear to a people who know. When you divorce women, and they have reached their waiting period, then either retain them in a fair manner or set them free in a fair manner, and do not retain them for injury, so that you transgress the limits. And whoever does that, he indeed is unjust to his own self. And do not take Allah's signs in mockery, and remember Allah's blessing upon you, and what He has sent down unto you of the book and wisdom, to admonish you thereby, and be in awe of Allah, and know that Allah is all-knowing of all things. And when you divorce women, and they have reached their waiting period, do not prevent them from marrying their former husbands, when they agree between themselves in a fair manner. With this is admonitioned whoever of you believes in Allah and the last day. That is more virtuous and purer for you. Surely Allah knows, and you know not. And the divorced mothers shall suckle their children for 2 whole years, for him, the father, who desires to complete the period of suckling. It is incumbent upon the father to provide sustenance and their clothing, the nursing mothers, in a fair manner. No soul shall have imposed upon it a duty but to the extent of its capacity. Neither shall a mother be made to suffer harm on account of her child, nor a father on account of his child, and the same devolves upon the heir. But if they desire to wean by mutual consent and consultation, then it is no sin on them. And if you desire to seek a wet nurse for your children, it is no sin on you, as long as you pay what you promised for in a fair manner. And be in awe of Allah, and know that Allah sees what you do. And those of you who die and leave widows behind, they should keep themselves in waiting for 4 months and 10 days. When they have completed their waiting period, then it is no sin on you for what they do for themselves in a fair manner, and Allah is fully aware of what you do. There is no sin on you if you make an indirect proposal of marriage to such women, or keep concealed the intention to yourselves. Allah knows that you will think of them, but make no promise to them in secret, unless you speak in fairness, and do not resolve on a wedlock until the prescribed period is completed. And know that Allah knows what is in your hearts. So beware of Him, and know that Allah is forgiving, forbearing. There is no sin on you if you divorce women while you have not yet touched them, nor settled any dowry on them. Yet make provision for them, the rich according to his means, and the straitened according to his means, a provision in a fair manner. This is a duty on the doers of good. And if you divorce them before you have touched them, and you have already settled a dowry on them, then pay them 1/2 of what you have settled, unless they, the women, remit it, or he remits it in whose hand is the marriage tie, and that you yourselves voluntarily remit the whole is nearer to piety. And do not forget generosity among yourselves. Surely Allah sees what you do. Guard your prayers, and especially the middle prayer, and stand devoutly before Allah. And if you fear an enemy or danger, then pray on foot or riding. But when you are safe, then remember Allah as He has taught you that which you did not know. And those of you who are about to die and leave wives behind, make a bequest in favor of their wives, a year's maintenance without turning them out. But if they leave of their own accord, there is no sin on you in what they do themselves in a fair manner, and Allah is the Mighty, the Wise. And for the divorced women, make a provision according to a fair manner. This is a duty on the pious ones. Thus Allah makes clear to you His signs, so that you might understand. Have you not considered those of old who fled their homes, though they were thousands in number, for fear of death? Then Allah said to them, "Die," and they died. Then He restored them to life. Truly Allah is gracious to people, but most people are not thankful. And fight in the way of Allah, and know that Allah is all-hearing, all-knowing. Who is he that will lend to Allah a goodly loan, so He will multiply it for him manifold? And Allah straightens and extends, and unto Him you will be returned. Have you not seen the chiefs of the children of Israel after Moses, when they said to a prophet of theirs, "Raise up for us a king that we will fight in Allah's way"? He said, "Might it be that if fighting is written for you, then you will not fight?" They said, "Why should we not fight in the way of Allah, while we have been expelled from our dwellings and our children?" But when fighting was written for them, they turned back, save a few of them, and Allah is all-knowing of the unjust. And their prophet said to them, "Verily Allah has raised up Saul for you as a king." They said, "How can he hold kingship over us, while we are more rightful to kingship than he? And he has not been given abundance of wealth." He said, "Verily Allah has chosen him over you, and He has increased him abundantly in knowledge and stature. Allah gives His kingdom unto whomso He wills, and Allah is all-embracing, all-knowing." And their prophet said to them, "Verily the sign of His kingship is that the Ark of the Covenant will come to you, wherein shall be a tranquility from your Lord, and the relics of what the family of Moses and the family of Aaron have left behind, the angels bearing it. Surely in that shall be a sign for you, if you are truly faithful." So when Saul marched out with the troops, he said, "Verily Allah will try you by a river. Whoever drinks from it, he is not of me, and whoever tastes it not, he is surely of me, including the one who tastes but a single handful." But they all drank of it, except a few of them. And when he, Saul, crossed it, the river, those who believed with him said, "We have no power today against Goliath and his troops." Those who knew that they would meet Allah said, "How often a small party has overcome a numerous host, by Allah's leave. And Allah is with the steadfast, patient ones." So when they encountered Goliath and his troops, they said, "Our Lord, pour down upon us patience, and make our steps firm, and help us against the disbelieving people." Thus they routed them by Allah's leave, and David slew Goliath, and Allah gave him the kingship and wisdom, and taught him of what He willed. And were Allah not to repel some people by means of other people, the earth would certainly be full of mischief. but Allah is gracious to all His creatures. These are the signs of Allah. We recite them to you, Muhammad, in truth, and verily you are one of the messengers.